Is that?
Now, he probably wouldn't say that.
Okay.
That's just me watching.
Is how much of that's on him, or how much of it, everybody's got a breaking point if they get hit enough?
Yeah. The key is not to get hit. And there were a couple of times he could have gotten rid of the ball quicker. So he was a little late in seeing the blitz, you know, where he could have thrown it hot, but he holds on and takes the hit. And sometimes he does it, and good quarterbacks do this, that they're going to take a hit because they know if they can buy that extra half second, you got a chance for a big play. But we have to do a little better job in protection. And then he's got to get more experience and comfort level in recognizing the protection problems, meaning no matter where you protect, they can always bring somebody you can't account for. And that's part of being a good quarterback, is quickly recognizing your protection problem on this given protection and that given blitz, and knowing where to put the football to avoid the hit.
When other teams look at this looking at the video, and they see a quarterback might be impacted more when he gets hit, is that going to maybe change their approach to what they do?
That's kind of what we do with every quarter. I think every quarterback does. What they're going to have to, hopefully what they also see is, he got hit, but that was a touchdown. And he got hit here, but that was a 45-yard gain, which is what's happening. You know, he has that ability, and if people are pushing us down, we're having guys now run down the field and make plays down the field. So it's a little bit of risk reward. And I think my experience, John, has been defenses do what they do, and they don't really change their philosophy based on who they play. And if they're generally speaking, a 30% kind of pressure team, that's what they're going to do. So Ole Miss, that's what they did. They're a aggressive feast or famine style, and we knew that going in, and they've hit every quarterback.
I guess since the pick six he had on his first pass at South Carolina, there's no interception since then. Is that impressive, considering he's kind of a risk taker in some circumstances, thrown into tight coverage?
It is good for a freshman. How many passes has he thrown since then? I guess about 81. Is it that many? I don't know what the right ratio is. I don't think he's. I don't see him as a risk taker. You know, he's never. I think his risks are calculated. You know, he doesn't just maniacally throw a ball somewhere being a gunslinger. I think his throws that look risky are throws that he can make, and he knows he can make, and then he tries to place the ball in the least risky position for the receiver to catch it, or it's incomplete. So that doesn't mean he doesn't make some bad decisions, but I don't think he's a risk taker. I think he actually has done a good job. You know, there were a couple of times. The other thing when you mentioned some things you don't know how he's going to handle. Bad snap, picks it up, throws it. All right, one time protection breakdown. He's getting rid of he's got a guy on his leg, gets rid of it. He's just got that. He's playing with good awareness out there, making pretty good decisions on game management. I was worried at the end of the game. When we were up. And I told him, look, now the only thing we can do is screw it up. So it's not 0-0 anymore. And he did a good job.
With those snaps, Derek, was that just sort of made inevitable at some point?
Yes, we knew they were coming. We had, I think, 4. We had, let's see, 4 snap issues, which fortunately they weren't devastating snap issues. I mean, they weren't those ones that everybody goes, oh, Tyler, one time on a run, one time he threw it away, a couple other little things. So that's just going, you got to get it out of him.
In the shotgun, is Stone holding the ball a little different?
Mm-hmm. And under center.
Both ways?
Yeah. Lefty. Just
from
us.
The tip though, right?
Huh?
He looks like he's holding from the tip.
Yeah, he is.
Different.
Yeah. That's us trying to get it through the season with a left-handed snapper.
Torrin said that
worked pretty good the last 2 games, didn't it?
Torrin said that he had noticed the difference in Tyler in the huddle and taking command. Have you seen more of the leadership part of him besides just throwing the ball?
If you had a graph, and this was like the baseline standard, he's gone from here to here. So Torrin's seeing good improvement. But we haven't reached the baseline standard. You know, improvement's a good word. Torrin's being positive, he's showing improvement. He called the lead right this week, you know. He has. I'm making light of it a little bit. He has. And you know, that was one of the reasons I was upset in that third quarter, because I felt like we were losing that command. But in Tyler's defense, I think, you know, he got hit really hard the play before, and that, you know, I mean, you're sitting there, those birds are flying around over your head, you know, and it's hard. So I'm gonna defend him on that, but he has shown improvement.
Didn't you see a little bit of the gunfighter in him when he made that spinning throw to the sidelines?
Yeah, but it was a safe throw. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it was it was outside and to the sideline, getting rid of it.
Derek said you might wait until, if you got past Vanderbilt, until we get that 5th win to talk about going to a bowl game until Kentucky.
Yeah,
Anything change there?
No, we won one SEC game, so we have 0 margin of error. We're going on the road. Hadn't won an SEC game on the road. A lot to play for this week, and but we know it's out there. I mean, we know if we lose, we don't. If we win, we got another chance next week. I don't pretend like it's not out there.
I think you said you've had 2 of the best weeks of practices that you've had all year. What do you attribute that to? Because starting 2 weeks ago, you guys hadn't won in a while. What was the click?
I think a lot of the younger guys, as time goes, they just start getting it better. And it just takes time. And the inexperienced guys, the younger guys, it's a new system of how you practice during the year. Everything's new. And there's always that early part. And I just think we got over the hump of, okay, you know, you hit that kind of grind period, and they realized we weren't changing anything, and so somebody's got to surrender. And the players, I think, finally said, okay, we'll practice better since you're not going to change. So, but I think more than anything, it's the younger guys practicing better, because there's so many of them out there practicing faster, you know, not sitting there complaining about every hurt. It's hard on a young guy to understand the physical grind that the season puts him through, and how to practice fast.
Marty's kickoffs were really short, a lot of them.
Yeah.
Is he struggling with leg strength?
He's struggling, I think, in typical freshman fashion. I think the season is taking a toll on him physically. I know that sounds kind of ridiculous when you kick, you know, 6 or 8 balls, but it can on your leg. I mean, I think he's just like all the other freshmen. You know, the problem is everybody's looking at him every time he's out there. Hopefully he'll come out of it. And you know, nobody hurts about it more than him. He knows he didn't perform well, and but he didn't kill us.
Are you going to go to Cunningham?
No, we'll see how Mike does this week. I'm gonna still kick Mike, but if Mike's not kicking, you know, that's the beauty of having depth. Chad went in there and kicked a good one. You know, Chad dropped a punt.
How's Torn Pool been overall this season as compared to your expectations going in?
He's quietly gained a lot of yards. I don't know how best to say it. I was thinking about that because I think the consistency of our run game has not been what we want it to be, and that's not all on Torn. But then you look at his numbers, and his numbers they're pretty good. They're pretty solid. They're not phenomenal, but they're good. So he's done what we've asked him to do. I think he's had some games where he didn't play as well as he thought he was capable of, and I think it's fair to attribute a lot of his up and down to this is his first year of being the guy. I also think it's probably hurt him a little bit that when we keep him in there too long consecutively. And so having that confidence in the second guy is important, where you can roll him a little bit.
What about kind of the way he carries himself? A lot of other teammates seem to talk about him. I mean, he apologized for celebrating too much for that Ole Miss touchdown. He just seems to be one of those character
Well, the
kids.
official yelled at me
And him.
and told me to yell at him the way I yell at them. That's what he said. And if you don't, then I'm gonna call penalty. And so I yelled at him the way I yelled at them. And he apologized to him. But he's a great young man. He really is. He's got tremendous character. His work ethic is as good as anybody on the team. And I think all the players respect the investment that he's put into the team. And generally, that's how you earn respect, by your investment, your personal investment to the program. And there's not many guys that's put more in it than him.
Do you feel like Luke's making some strides, and is that partly because of Tyler's emergence as well?
Well, Luke's been playing really well the last 3 or 4 games, and I've been proud of Luke. You know, all those seniors, I think they hit a point early in the year where it's that human reaction to some losses. Oh, my senior year, you know, every senior wants to win every game and go out a champion. And then 90% of the seniors out there realize that's not going to happen, and at some point in the season they have to recommit to really enjoying their senior year and competing. He's done it, Denarius Moore's done it, and so has Gerald. But all 3 of them at some point hit a little rut. Gerald with the injury, then Denarius and Luke, and they're all really playing well for us, and we need them to.
Has Fulton proved enough to kind of step right back in to be right guard, or are you going to try
I think
or something like that?
we'll just kind of wait and see how it goes. With, you know, you got him and Shaw and Schofield at left. We'll see how the parts work out here these next couple of days.
Derek, a couple